Ever wonder why working harder doesn't actually help you learn music production faster? The truth is, it's the slowest way. In this video, I'll show you the industry breakthrough portfolio method, a simple 3-step system that helped my student finish 8 release-ready tracks in just 60 days. So listen to his music before and after. So let me show you what that actually looked like for my student Will. When Will joined the program, he was stuck. Like a lot of producers, he could come up with ideas, but never finish them. He'd start a loop, tweak sounds for hours, lose inspiration, and never actually complete anything. If you're like most producers, your hard drive is most likely full of 8-bar loops and 0 finished tracks. And it's not just frustrating, it's the #1 reason why so many people quit and never achieve their dreams. Getting signed, touring the world, and producing professional music that moves and inspires people. Learning music production by watching YouTube tutorials is like trying to assemble IKEA furniture with instructions from 5 different products.
So for me, I think probably the big thing was I was able to make music and make a song, but it was really getting that professional sound and really being able to, be 100% happy with the songs that I was producing, to the point where it would be stuff that I would play or I would be happy to have, discovered or sort of listen to. That was probably like the big thing for me. When you are teaching yourself for quite some time as well, that you kind of do reach a level where, you can just go down rabbit holes and just try this and try that. But, really seeing how to get or create your sound and sort of turn that into something that is unique for you is sort of really hard to do without that sort of professional feedback as well.
He'd been producing for 10 years, but nothing felt professional enough to release. The frustration was killing his motivation and his progress. So how did we fix that and break stuck in the loop cycle? It started with one simple shift. Here's what most producers get wrong. They try to learn everything at once: sound design, mixing, arrangement, plugins, and they end up overwhelmed. The fastest way to learn is not doing everything at once. It's following a clear process step by step with feedback along the way so you know exactly what to fix and what to do next. Results. So what results can you point to? Tracks finished, sound quality, confidence, like really shortly about this.
Yeah, and looking around 2 months, we're finishing heaps of tracks. I think we've got 10 that are either finished or very close to finish. We've got maybe 1 or 2 sessions off.
We built a simple 3-step process that made everything click. No more guesswork, no more information overload. You don't need more information, you need a feedback loop that keeps you improving week after week. And the reason that shift worked so fast is because we followed a proven framework. So let me show you what it is. So how did Will go from stuck in loop to finishing music fast? It comes down to the system I teach all my clients. It's called the Industry Breakthrough Portfolio Method. So let me show you exactly how it works. What surprised you about the process, if you have anything to say about that?
The speed in which you can sort of get a lot better in a short amount of time, but you've got to do the work. I mean, you have to, do the sessions, but also do the work outside of the sessions. But it's obviously directed work and being able to sort of get that feedback, and we communicate outside of the sessions like multiple times a week, and I can send updates and the next round, like version 2, version 3, version 4, get feedback, keep reiterating on that. So every time that we go to the session and we're looking at not just one track but maybe multiple tracks, there's always things that we can work on.
We started with the signature sound development. So instead of chasing random ideas and copying presets, we identified what makes Will's taste unique. We analyzed reference tracks, rebuilt key sounds from scratch, and designed a sound palette that actually felt like him. The moment we started doing custom synth presets, everything clicked. It finally sounded like his music. If you don't know what signature sound is, it's the unique vibe that makes your music recognizable and helps you to stand out as a music artist so you can get attention from labels and attract industry opportunities.
Oh, this one is cool. Maybe as some sort of call and response, maybe like for the second section.
After phase 1, he finally had a sound that felt like him, and that made finishing tracks way easier. Once his sound was clear, we moved into portfolio production, the framework for finishing high-quality tracks fast. Here we focused on arrangement, sound selection, and mixing inside a repeatable workflow. No more endless tweaks, just a clear start-to-finish process.
So walking through one of the tracks we worked on, could you pinpoint like any turning points? Like what was the turning point when, like with one or multiple tracks when something has finally clicked for you, whether that's like mixing, arrangement, sound design?
Yeah, definitely. I think there was one point there where I kind of hit a bit of a brick wall personally about sort of the groove and the drum selection, and just personally sort of felt like I'd hit a bit of a wall in terms of like, oh, how am I and why am I keep not getting this right? And then obviously being able to chat about that outside of the session, having that sort of direct communication outside of the session, it was helpful to then, be able to just express that, and then also be pointed in the right direction and given a couple of exercises outside of the session to then go away and start to work on, I guess, the weaknesses that I was sort of seeing as well, and the things that I was getting frustrated going, why can I just not get that sound right? Or what am I doing wrong? And then being able to, do those exercises, watch those extra tutorials that you'd made actually, and sort of pinpointing in on that. I think that was a big turning point.
By the end of this phase, he wasn't just making ideas anymore, he was building a body of finished music he could be proud of. The final phase of the system is called the industry positioning, and that's what we will be working on next. This is where everything comes together, turning finished tracks into real opportunities, getting signed, gaining DJ support, and stepping onto big stages.
I had 2 completed tracks before we came together, but they were nowhere near release ready. They were just projects for me to learn how to produce, that's all. And I've gone from that to now, we started in October and it's now June, and I've got 5 completed tracks. 2 of the tracks that I made with you have been signed. One of the tracks I made by myself have been signed. So that was really satisfying as well, because that was just all me as well. So that's given me a lot of confidence. So
that's the industry breakthrough portfolio method, the roadmap to building your sound, finishing your best music, and taking it all the way to the industry level. After putting that system into action, everything started changing. After just a few weeks, his workflow completely changed. He wasn't guessing anymore, he was finishing. And for the first time, his music sounded like the pros he looked up to.
Progressing through the time that we've been working together, now I'm able to bring tracks to our sessions that are a lot more polished as a draft, which is kind of speeding up the process as well for us being able to work together. There's not as many things that we have to really go through. It's like, okay, the arrangement's good on that, or that's good now, or we really only need to focus on this element, or we need to focus on this, and then really sort of starting to understand the things that need to happen in order to sort of take it from, oh yeah, that sounds like it's being produced by somebody in a bedroom, to this would be label ready.
That's what happens when you stop trying to figure it out all alone and start following a simple system, one step at a time, with the feedback guiding you all the way. Now that you've seen the results, here are 3 things you can do right now to speed up your own progress. Simplify your workflow. Most producers overcomplicate things, jumping between plugins, tutorials, and 10 unfinished projects. Instead, focus on the foundations. Start by writing good ideas first, strong melody, rhythm, and vibe. Then focus on picking the right sounds that already work well together. Mixing and mastering come last, and honestly, if your idea and sound selection are solid, you won't need much of it anyway. Get feedback early. You can't improve what you can't hear. Find someone more experienced who can point out what's holding you back. That's the shortcut. Feedback saves you years of trial and error, because instead of guessing, you'll know exactly what to fix next. Practice and finish consistently. Consistency is what turns knowledge into skill. You need both micro and macro practice. Micro is focused drills like sound design, melody writing, and drum programming. Macro is finishing tracks. Do both regularly, practice small skills, then apply them in the finished song. That's how you build momentum and actually get better week after week. If you're stuck on the loop and you want to finish 2 to 4 pro quality tracks like Will, I can help. Signature sound, portfolio production, industry positioning. That's how you go from stuck to pro. Book a free call using a link below, and I'll help you to build the exact system we use to go from stuck to finishing pro level music.